Yo, my people, what's up, my people? What's going on, world? How's everybody feeling? Yes, yes, yes. Happy Sunday and happy National Puerto Rican Day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today is a great day, a great week. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes, today is a great day. Not only because it's the National Puerto Rican Day parade, which is over already, but of course, people are going to still celebrate as they should. But it is the 17th anniversary of Miguel Cotto versus Zab Juta. That was so important to me because I remember attending that. It was big. Not just for the city, not just for boxing, for our Boricuas, man. It was a big deal, and I was glad to be able to be there to witness it. I was 24 years old at the time. That crazy, y'all. 24. I was 24 at the time when that jumped off, and I remember a lot from it. But first of all, I want to tell everybody also happy Sunday. I hope everybody's had a safe and blessed Sunday. Even though it's still early, if you're out there in the parade, please watch yourselves. Be careful and don't do anything that will give the police any reason to have to lock you up. It makes no sense. You understand? Be out there and enjoy yourself. When you feel yourself getting a little out of control and out of hand, then it's time to go home. It's that simple. You don't want to do anything that'll tick the police off. So let's get into it though, all right? So my newcomers, my regulars, everybody, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. So there's been a lot of fighters, a lot of, especially our Spanish fighters, our Boricuas, our Puerto Ricans that have come through and fought at the Garden. Um, the parade the next day, and we can go through a lot of them. When you think of Felix Trinidad, I don't know if Hector Camacho, I think he has. Um, you think of him, of course, you think of Miguel Cotto, you think of Danny Garcia, you think of Edgar Berlanga, you think of Xander Zayas. But my number one I always think about is Cotto. That's just something that always comes to mind. And I'm never ashamed to say this because it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's always real that it's a different type of vibe when it's our Boricuas involved. The vibe is different, man. Excuse me if y'all see me keep looking down. It's only because I'm sending some invites out because people will say they didn't get no notifications and all. So I'm just, if you see me looking down, it's because I'm sending something, all these out. But it's just always a different vibe without Boricuas. And Jeff Spark, what's up, my guy? But yeah. So you go down a list of that, and there's been so many that's come through. Miguel is always definitely one of those that I think about. When I talk about the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, or when I talk about who's my favorite, one of my favorite fighters of all time, and I throw him in there faithfully. Um, 17 years ago, uh, Miguel Cotto versus Zab Judah for me was actually the build up to it was crazy, right? Because I remember finding out that they were fighting. And I think I found out because ESPN, Josh Sanders, my brother, what's up? I think I found out because ESPN had been talking about it. And, at this time, I was into boxing. I was always into it, even at this time. And I remember when they brought it up on ESPN, the first thing I told myself was, I could have easily been like, man, the hell with this. This day, I was like, I gotta go to this fight. And I remember, this is crazy, but I remember taking the chain that I had and going to get the chain pawned. First time ever pawning anything. Never pawned the chain before. Never knew nothing about pawning, right? And I'm in the BX and I'm on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. Of course, y'all know where that's at if you're from. And I find a pawn shop that I could take it to. And Skywalker, what up? And when I found a pawn shop I could take it to, and I got what I got. I think honestly, I got about, for the chain I had was expensive. I got about 800, 900 something dollars. Kid you not, yo, no cap. I remember the exact amount that I had got, and when I got that, I knew right then and there. I said, "Yeah, it's on now," and I went and that's when I went and copped the tickets. I remember getting the money the same day. Coach Ken, what's going on? I remember going to get the tickets that same day. So I get on the train. I go down to the garden, and I remember copping. I think 3 tickets. It was 3 tickets I got. It was one ticket. First of all, it was me. I was gonna go dolo, and then I turned around and I had somebody I used to be cool with, and another one of my cousins. And I went down there and I got tickets for us. At the time, the tickets was $50. Sit up at the top. So I go get the tickets and I'm super excited because I know this whole Zab Judah and Cotto is gonna be crazy. I know it, and I felt good because it's not like I asked anybody to buy me a ticket. Um, I did what I had to do to make sure I was in the building for that. And hey, I'm just glad I did that and I didn't do it no other way. But yeah, so I remember getting the ticket. I can't remember what exact day I did it. Hold on, Josh Sanders said, wait a minute. He said, honestly, if it wasn't for those 3 accidental vicious nut shots, Judah was in his way to a technical victory the way it was looking. Um, yeah, some people probably would argue that, but Judah was doing his thing. he was definitely doing his thing. There's no doubt about that. You can't take that away that he was definitely doing his thing. Um and yeah, I remember seeing them low blows too, because I remember sitting and watching like, oh my God, how many more of those are he's gonna be able to take? And it was just crazy seeing it unfold right there. And I'm figuring, oh man, they're gonna end up stopping this. They're gonna end up disqualifying Judah if it continues. And eventually it didn't, but it turned out to be it turned out to be a classic, man. It was something that we wasn't expecting. First of all, the atmosphere in the building was stupid. Um, I had been before that, I had been to Puerto Rican Day parades. The atmosphere for the parades are crazy, but to be in the building with them and to be in Madison Square Garden with them, it was like everywhere I turned, it was a flag, man. And I'm like, man, and I know I had no issue with Cotto. I had liked him up until then, but hey, I was going with Zad, man. I was going with the New York guy. I was going with the New York guy, and I had nothing against Cotto. I didn't boo him. It wasn't none of that. When they both of their names was announced, it was hey, that's cool, but it's Team Zab, and it's still Team Zab, and I like both of them. Fan of both of them, but the atmosphere was definitely when you bring black and Latino together. It's a beautiful thing. Smash that like button, y'all, on your way in and on your way out. Like, share, subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe. Please, please make sure we smash that like button. Um, and just sitting around. I remember at one time I'm sitting around in the garden and I'm looking around, and I just couldn't believe what I was witnessing, seeing how many people were in the building really supporting him. For me, it was just like, oh shit, this is real, man. And for me, because it had been a while since I've been to a fight, so when I finally got in that one, like I said, the atmosphere was just different for me. So coming up in there, I'm just like, I'm even going in the building, going up the escalator. Everything was different from the time I arrived. From the time I arrived there, from the time we left. Um, we were feeling good all the way to the time coming home. I remember getting the Miguel Cotto thing to wrap around my head. I remember getting one of those, and eventually I ended up losing that, which that was crazy because that was worth something. That's why I got Shakur's thing to put around my head. I got them, and I got this because it's classic. But anyway, just watching that fight the whole time was crazy. Watching them go back and forth, bananas. Um, Even one time watching Cotto get busted up by that. Remember, I think it was something right here. It was something that was bleeding. And I thought for a second, oh, he might be in a little trouble. And it was just back and forth action. I mean, Zab gave it his all. Cotto gave it his all. Um, and it was something that I definitely would want to see them do it again. Why they were in a rematch, I don't know why. I think I remember hearing Zab say they could have did a rematch in Puerto Rico or something. I think he said something like that, which I would have loved to see them run it back. Like, do you know how? Zab and Cotto could have been a trilogy. I mean, do y'all realize that could have ended up being a trilogy? I mean, let's just be real, man. We can't say that could have just been one fight and it would have been left alone. That's no, it's no way in hell. That could have ended up really being a trilogy. And I mean, it didn't happen, but it's okay. But they left us one of the classics, more classiest fights I've seen. Despite the low blow and all that, whatever, things happen. But it still was a classic fight that kind of opened the doors for us to have more fights like that on Puerto Rican Day week. Now you've seen um Edgar Berlanga do it, um Xander now. Now you see the ladies. I love to see the ladies get more involved now. I would love to see. I don't know. I would love to see for some reason. I would love to see Amanda on Top Rank. She could participate in that more, but it's all good. So to see her, Lisa Rodriguez, there's so many up and coming. Um, to be a part of that. Um, I don't think people understand how important that the Latinos are to the New York community. They're very important, um, and they're part of hip hop culture too from the beginning. So it's not just about having them around for boxing. They are very important to the culture. Very important for anybody who does not know that. Smash that like button, y'all. Come on now, let's get these likes up. Don't come in here lurking. Don't come in here peeking. Oh, he's talking Kodo and Zab. I don't want to hear it. I figure he'll be talking about Canelo. I feel like he'll be talking about the fights last night. Forget about it. I'm gonna get to the fights. Even though I fell asleep on Xander, I was tired, but we'll get to that. But it was epic to see both of them go at it like that. And sometimes I sit and think, damn, what would have been if we could have just saw it one more time or two more times? It definitely would have been amazing to see them fight in New York and then possibly see them go fight in Jersey and then either Vegas or Puerto Rico fight. You know what I'm saying? It could have been either. It could have went either way. Um, but I definitely would want to see it. It was amazing, and to be here 17 years later to talk about it is even more amazing. It's more amazing because both of these guys are still here today, doing their own thing respectfully, and I'm still here because there was a lot going on at that time for me. At that time, I was just about to become a father. My son hadn't even been born yet. That was in June, so he wasn't born till November. So yeah, that was from 24 to 41. That's a lot of time. It was a great fight. I had a fight party at my house that day. Yeah, I know it was great for me, just the atmosphere coming in the building, seeing the Puerto Rican flags and seeing the people. One thing I can say about my Boricuas, they're going to hold their fighters down. As far as us over here, we don't do that. That's the sad thing about us. We don't do that. But the Boricuas, they're gonna hold their fighter down. I'm saying no matter what the outcome is, they're always going to do that. That's why we can't hate on them. But it was definitely a classic, always, and just watching them go back and forth, man, was that's what got it for me. The back and forth. And even though that fight was stopped in the 11th round, I remember it was the 11th round it was stopped. Zab almost made it all the way to the 12th, and I think, yeah, even though he'd have made it to the 12th, he probably would have lost anyway because he already had been taken enough. But he did at the same time give all he had. He didn't go in there looking over or looking past Miguel. He just, hey, the better man won. The better man won, and it's boxing. These type of things happen. But I was happy and all. I even got to talk to Zab. He probably won't remember, but I remember bringing it up to the live that we talked to him after, while he was standing outside with his father, outside the garden, not in the front, but in the back. And we remember we were talking to him then about that. Telling him to hold his head up. But like he told y'all when he was on my live, he wasn't disappointed. We wasn't telling him to be disappointed. It was just like, you know what, you have no reason to hold your head down, man. You came in there and you did what you did, and it was great. It was great, and hey, like I said, if they would have ran it back, if they would have ran it back again, it would have been something. Definitely would have been something. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. So yeah, it's like I said, and it's important that when we have these anniversaries about these conversations that we have to have people participate in it because this is important. You know, we have to show respect to the ones who open up the door for us, and we just need to be reminded of that sometime. We need to, because where would we be? Where would we be? We need that. We need to remind people of this is why we're talking about this fight that happened this time ago. This is the reason we have to do it. This is our duty, because you guys don't want to give these guys you guys don't want to give these guys you don't want to give these guys any credit when they're here. You have to give them their flowers now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My man Johnny Boy Boxing. What's up, my guy? Hold on, I got you right now. Let me rent you up. Let me rent you up, man. Everybody go follow my boy Johnny Boy Boxing, man. Instagram, uh and on YouTube. Y'all see me wearing his shirt yesterday on my Instagram page. Go follow him. Make sure you do it, man. Um, but we have to talk about these legends. Rather, if you guys want to hear, and you guys kill me that you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear about these legends because you want people to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. This is a conversation everybody and their mamas should want to be a part of. When we have conversations like this, everybody can dig deep and think about where they were, or what were they doing, or how old they were, or did they have their first child, or did their child graduate, whatever the case may be, when these type of fights was out. Because we're gonna have a lot more talks. Miguel Cotto and Zab Judah are my two favorite fighters, and they got losses on their record. Y'all be too busy stuck to these dudes who is just walking around defeated. Like, and like, I don't understand that. So, boxing with Chris, what's up, my guy? I got you wrenched up, right? No, I don't. Oh, let me wrench you up. Oh no, hold on, Chris, hold on. Shit, I did the wrong thing. Hold on, Chris, give me a second. Yeah, okay, good. So we get out the habit of not wanting to do that. When do we not do that? When do we not give the guys who open up the door for the guys that open up for the guys that you call your favorite fighter? When do we start doing that? There's nothing wrong with having a moment to speak about throwback fighters or the fights. Everybody got to stop trying to stick to the code of, well, nobody cares about these guys no more because you got to remember these same guys that you care about now, 20 years from now, or maybe less than that, nobody's going to care about them. So let's be mindful of what we say and not treat these guys like they're a piece of garbage. And a lot of us is able to speak boxing today because of these guys and the ones that came before them. So keep that in mind. Sometimes we need to be mindful of that. You can't acknowledge that then maybe boxing is not what you should be watching. If you want to come up here and you just want to hear Ryan all day and you want to talk about Crawford and Spence all day, or you want to talk about Tank and this person, all that is cool. Boxing channels are not always have to be meant for you to talk about the same shit because it makes entirely no sense. There's nothing wrong with taking the time to say, hey, I'm gonna give these flowers to these fighters who fought way harder than the guys today that we watched, but then gave it they all, fought 4 times in one year. Some fought 5 times. What about back in the days where they fought 8, 9, 10 times in one year? So you gotta just be mindful of that. Don't be afraid to give these fighters their flowers
McLean,
while they're
what's up,
here
baby?
today. Because it's better to, it's yo, what's going on, my man? The hardest working man in the game. What up, see?
So I'm in the office right now. Shout out to the NDZ No Doug Zone. Got a
Yes,
special gift
sir.
for the
Yes,
fans
sir.
watching.
Possible kiss.
Y'all see that?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Just for y'all to have an
Uh-huh.
idea. Got
Yo,
Roberto
I got that
Duran.
picture too. I gotta put that picture up, man. You just reminded me because I got sidetracked for a second, but
Not
I
worry
gotta put
about that.
that
I got
picture.
Roberto Duran. Now on your in the way. I don't know if y'all can see that. Brandon, not Brandon, now on your inner way, Edgar Berlanga, Jermaine Ortiz, Nisa Rodriguez, Timothy Bradley, Danny
Uh-huh.
Jacobs, Shannon Briggs. $50
Yeah.
entry for the raffle, $25 for your second spot. If we could fill the spots before the Shakur Stevenson July 6th bout, I will be giving it away. And the profit will mostly be going to gyms all over the 5 boroughs. So if you're interested in joining the raffle, hit me up at Christopher Walken or Boxing with Chris, all put together. Boxing with Chris also on YouTube and on Instagram. The glove is official. We got the Carfax to prove it. I got the pictures of Duran signing it, Anyway signing it, Danny
Mm-hmm.
Jacobs, like I said. So, like I said, it's about the gyms in the Bronx. Not every kid is fortunate enough to go to the gym. So the money will
Yeah.
be going out to pay at least for a couple months to the kids that go so they can get a chance to go to the gym during the summer. Now that school is out, we don't want these kids outside running, being knuckleheads. A gym membership
Yeah.
to the boxing gym only costs about maybe anywhere between $50 to $70 a month, including a kid's gear. I don't need the money. Got money. God bless me with a good job, and I'm able to take care of my family. I'm doing this for the kids. You get what I'm saying? Join the raffle. It's only $50. A lot of y'all spend $50 on unnecessary shit. But like I said, the money will not be going to me. The money will be going to the gyms in all 5 boroughs. If I can make the goal that I'm reaching, then every borough will get, the $400 to $500 limit, and they can sign up some kids for a monthly subscription at the nearby boxing gym, which is the plan.
Oh man, that is beautiful. thing. I already told y'all. Y'all know how to follow. Y'all know how to follow people. Nobody has to keep telling y'all how to follow people. Y'all know what to do. Go follow. Go support. The support goes a long way, and we're brothers out here trying to make a difference. We're trying.
And if you want to
So
just donate. I could put up the Cash App and show y'all. Like I said, don't need the money. I'm doing good for myself. But this is to keep the kids off the street for the summer. Every big fight, I will be doing glove giveaways, especially around the summertime. Right now, school finishes in about another week or so. So you don't want a lot of these kids, don't got no guidance, don't got nothing. Or some of them just can't afford it. Let's just be realistic. In today's age, everything's expensive. You go to the supermarket, you leave with 3 bags is $140. So hopefully I can get a
shit's
kid some,
crazy.
whether I buy some tools, some the accessories for a gym, whether some boxing shoes, some shoes, some whatever it is, or
Yeah.
maybe a gym owner will go half with me. But like I said, I don't need the money. I'm good on the money. People are probably asking me why I'm charging $50 for this raffle. Let's be realistic. You got Inouye, Duran, these are superstars, Hall of Famers we're talking about. So
Yeah.
if you're interested in joining the raffle, please, Boxing with Chris, the same way you see it spelled there, the same way it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram. So let me know if you're interested. If you need more details, if you need the Carfax, let me know. I don't mind showing you the Carfax. McLean, I appreciate you for letting me on, my boy.
Man, listen, that ain't a problem, man. I was just rapping with this whole Miguel Cotto and Zab Judah, classic. And I was just telling people about not just, it wasn't even about me breaking down the fight. I was telling them how it all led to me even getting there and what I went to do, to even get to that fight, man. I told them I had this chain. I remember this chain, man, because I loved it. I loved this chain to death. But this is how bad I wanted to go to the Miguel Cotto fight. I had no other type of bread, and I went on a concourse over by Bronx Lebanon. I go over there, and there was this pawn place over there that I went and pawned my chain. I got about $800, $900 back for that. I went to the garden the same day, man, and copped a ticket.
I'm surprised you got a ticket last minute. I remember being at that fight. Shit was last minute. You couldn't get shit.
You know what? I didn't even go the last minute. I think what it was, I don't know how far it was. I don't know if I went and got the ticket the same week as the fight. I'm trying to think. I think I did. But remember at this time they was $50 seats.
Yeah, but you gotta
And
remember $50 in '07 was a lot of money. $50. People
well,
people was
well,
people was surviving off 70. People that was working getting bi-weekly checks were surviving off $75, $50 to $75 for every 2 weeks. At that time, pork fried rice chicken wings was $5.50. You get what I'm saying? Like slice of pizza was $2, $2.25. Back then, if you paid $3 for a slice of pizza, people would say, "Oh, that's too much."
oh yeah.
You got
Oh
to think
yeah.
about what $50 was back then. $50 was basically the average pay-per-view price.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, $50 wasn't, it was a couple dollars. You
Yeah,
can't change your
it
life for $50, but $50 was definitely a couple dollars back then. $50 definitely would be a fight back then. If somebody owed you $50 back then, it would be a fight over $50.
it'll be a fight over 50 today.
Yeah, don't get me
Like
wrong, but back then, no, $50, definitely $50.
Like I know somebody will try to knock your head off over $2. I'm like, bro, really? Like this is what we doing? But yo, so I went through a lot to get those tickets, man. So when I got them, because I ended up paying for my cousin, and I ended up paying for another dude I used to be cool with, which what I'm saying, I wish I'd never did nothing for his lame ass, but that's another story. But and on our way to the garden, the vibes was different, man.
It was it
Different.
was a it was it was a it was a different vibe that night, man. Just from the train, you could
Yeah.
tell. And I try not to bring race into it, but race is one of the reasons why this fight was the way it was.
Yes, sir.
We have to point it out for what it is. You got the Puerto Rican guy, you got the black guy, and
Yes.
when you say it like that, it sounds harsh, But you know,
No,
coming from us being from New York, like I said, me being here from New York, I don't see race because you grow up with every race, so I don't
you grew
see
up with
race.
everybody.
You get what I'm saying?
Well,
So being
well,
there, it was crazy, man, because it was just people were just crazy, you know, like
yeah. You looked and you see. Okay, you got your Boricuas. Yeah, so it's and then you got Brooklyn,
you
and
got
even though
Brooklyn,
there's no,
you had you had Brooklyn,
oh
downtown
man,
Harlem.
it was crazy. It was crazy because I'm like, yo, and as I'm going in the building, I knew right then and there it was going to be different because when I seen the people in there and we going up the escalator, and even as we're going in the escalator, and I'm looking at everybody in the building, and my cousin dude I was with was like, oh shit. But then when we look out the window, you know how you going up the escalator, you can still look outside. And I'm looking and they still coming. I still see flags. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like
Not
this is
on not
crazy, dude.
not only that, then we got to talk about the obvious, the result. So after the fight, like I said, not to make it a race thing, but that's what just was happening. Fuck y'all Puerto Ricans, man. Fuck y'all niggas.
I kept
Yeah,
my
some
mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut in there. We rooted for who we rooted
and
for, but
shout out to JB. But and that's another thing. You were you were stuck in a fence because if you were a New
yeah,
Yorican born here, especially if you was a New Yorican from Brooklyn, it was like
yeah.
people weren't allowing you to pick sides. I remember
Nah,
the guy
nah,
in my
nah,
section.
nah.
He was rooting for Judah. Dude was as white as me. Like I said, not making it about race, but I gotta call it for what it is. He's like, let's go, Judah. All the Puerto Ricans in my section looking at him. Like he was just like he's some type of filth. Oh, he's like, at the end of the day, he's like, straight up, I've never been to Puerto Rico. He said, my grandmother Puerto Rican. He's like, but I'm from Brooklyn. Said it just like that. Oh, they started booing him. Giving him
Yeah.
a hard time the whole night. Are
Um,
you in Puerto Rican?
yeah.
And shit
Um,
like that. So
that was a tough night, man, because I had liked Cotto, but I was like, look, man, I gotta ride with Zab, man. I gotta go. But it was, I became a bigger fan after Cotto. I became a bigger fan after that fight of Cotto's. You know what I'm saying? And just like I was telling people before you jumped on, I wanted to see them do it again. I wanted to see them do it one more time. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. It doesn't matter
oh
now
no,
because
because
it's 17 years later.
Cotto is and it wasn't because of Zabra Cotto. It's just Cotto just and that fight put him on superstar status. So if you look at him after that
Yeah,
came
he
Pacquiao.
took, yeah, yeah,
After that came the
yeah.
big fights, Mayweather.
He,
So
well, he came back later on that year in November and he beat Shane Mosley, and I was like, oh shit.
you know he got
And
cat
I
that
was,
those that a lot of that shit catapulted him into the superstar. And then what people like I said, it's one of those incidences, man, where it was a crazy night.
yeah,
And
it was definitely a crazy night because, and I give Zab his props. He kept on, but in that 11th round, it was just like, all right, this is it. And it was a back and forth between them. Cotto bled a little bit, you know what I mean? But it was definitely a throwback before it even became a throwback. And this is why I always say when June 9th comes, I don't see how dudes could take the time to show respect, for this. Because I'm like, listen, man, these dudes went out there. And like I said, the crowd, we, Black and Latino, made it even better because we
but I
showed
felt like
support.
the crowd was a little ignorant because people always tend to forget things. No, because you know how it is. Like pretty sure you got. I'm pretty obviously we all got Spanish, black friends, so
Of
people
course.
take the race thing above and beyond. You get what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
was one of those things, like I said, like if you was a Puerto Rican, if you like, I could call it. If you don't speak Spanish, you're New Yorican. I don't want to hear you only speak. If you don't speak full blown Spanish, you're New Yorican, my guy. You're New Yorican, bro. So if you don't speak no
Uh,
Spanish, you're New Yorican. So
yeah.
the New Yorkers that like the Zab, they was in a tough place because a lot of people wasn't jacking them. Oh, you a traitor, you all that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, what can you expect? And especially if you, I'm not too familiar. Obviously, I've been around Brooklyn my whole life, but I don't know like all the back blocks of Brooklyn. So I'm pretty sure if you were from a specific spot in Brooklyn, Brownsville, let's say Brownsville ain't too far where Zab is from. You got Zab, you got Mike, you got
Yeah.
Shannon, you got all
Yeah.
these big people. You're gonna root for the people in your hometown, even though like Dominican boxers, ain't a lot of them. You get what I'm saying? It's not a lot of them.
No.
So
No.
sometimes when one comes up, we'll just root for him just for the fuck of it. You get what I'm saying? So, but that's how it is. And just some people, like I said, some people take it way too seriously, especially when race is involved. So I don't know, but
They still do it today, and it's like, oh, come on, don't.
I
That's
feel like
why.
I feel like it's not as bad as back then. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of
Um,
things back then that today it is a little bit of the deal with, because back then you if they would have put the Zab and Cotto fight now, it would still be some shit, but definitely not like it was in
there
'07.
would still be some shit, but we'll be able to sit in the crowd together and just be like, yo, your man, bust my man. You know what I'm saying? And we
I'm
respectfully,
saying I feel like it would
yeah,
be better, but not
yeah,
like
it'd be
back then.
better.
Back then it was worse. Back then it was just one moment you got out the train, if people saw them shirts that says Super Judah, boo, you had the Cotto shirt,
So listen,
boo.
I remember leaving and going home.
Fuck
I forgot
Cotto.
which train it was. I
One
think I got
side
on
is
the
fuck
fourth.
Cotto. He was cheating. The other
Yeah, I got
side
on the
is
four train, the six train. It was what I was living in Co-op City at the time, so I forgot what train I took to go back home. But the atmosphere
yeah.
after the was
Nah, yeah.
crazy. People drunk, people smacked. They want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely
I'm
the
like,
Brooklyn cat. And like I said, JB spoke about this because he was at Bernard Trinidad.
oh
When
no.
you at these big fights and they
And that was
racially
right after. And
motivated,
look, and what made that fight crazy, that was right after 9/11. So the
not
tension was
only that,
already in the air.
Bernard spit on the Puerto Rican flag in Puerto Rico. Remember, he had to run through the Coliseum
And he
crowd
threw,
and
oh
everything.
man, you know what? And I remember him saying the only reason why I made it out of that is because they let me leave. Because
He
he
knows.
knew if them people would have got to
And
him,
to this day, Deontay Wilder voice, to this day, some people, a lot of Puerto Ricans are iffy. You get what I'm saying? Like my
yeah.
uncle, he's like, yo, I love Bernard, but that was disrespectful what he did. How would he feel if I took a shahada and spit on it?
Um, I think at the time, like he said, I needed to do something to get the public's attention.
You could have done
And
a
he was
lot
like,
of shit. You could have pushed him. You could have mushed him in his
well,
face.
he said he felt like that the press was putting more attention on Trinidad than they were him. So he said I needed to do something to get their attention. But I'm like, damn,
Because
you
he
gonna
fought
disrespect the flag?
Trinidad was that guy. Let's be real. As much as I love Bernard, You
Yeah,
know I gotta keep honest. Bernard's biggest wins came off guys that weren't natural weights. He stopped Hoya, who's De La Hoya's 150 pounder at best. Trinidad, 154 pounder at best. All of these guys to him.
yeah, yeah,
So as much as I love
yeah,
Bernard, I've always had to point that out, but it is what it is. But he put that upon himself, bro, because you
yeah.
could have put it in perfect example. Look at like Mayorga. He talked a lot of shit, but he did cross the line, but not racially, really. Like he told Oscar De La Hoya, "Oh, you're not a real Mexican," but that's about it.
Hey,
Like,
yeah, slapping Shane Mosley's wife in the ass,
oh,
his
but
ex-wife.
Shane Mosley said that he planned that. Shane Mosley said that he planned
That
that. He
was,
said,
and that's crazy. That was crazy because
I
I'm
would
like,
never allow
dog,
that. We could plan a whole lot of other shit.
dog. If you want to break up with her, just break up with her. You know what I'm saying?
And
You
I
ain't right.
remember remember she said that he had nobody. He said that she gonna take all his money. The very next fight, he ended up knocking Margarito hat ass out when he caught him cheating. His wife was leaving him, and when he caught Margarito cheating, that's why he beat up Margarito the way he did. He had a lot of momentum that night against
Bruh,
Margarito.
man, listen. I'd have threw Margarito over the top rope on some Royal Rumble shit, just cause I'm feeling some kind of way.
That's what I'm saying.
But
A lot of these fights do that, and we could use another one. It just depends on the magnitude and who it is, but we could use another one of those where everybody has to pick a side. But like I said, people just gotta be adults, bro. You can cheer for your guy. Like I said, I got favorite boxers. When they lose, I sleep the same. When Canelo got his ass kicked by
um,
Floyd, I was like, damn, nigga worked my boy.
you know
I
what?
think I was sad for like 30 minutes.
When Zab lost to Cotto, and I was a big boxing fan then, and I didn't feel no kind of way. I was so happy that I was just there to witness it. I wasn't even tripping off that. Oh, forget him because he Puerto Rican. But other than that, I became a bigger fan for Cotto after then. I was like, oh yeah, I like this guy because this guy always comes to fight. And when he came back a couple of months later and he beat Shane, I said, damn, he beat Shane and Zab in the same year. This shit crazy. This is
I think
crazy.
he won. I think he won fight of the year in '07. I think he did.
Yeah, but like you know how difficult it is to come beat Shane? Because you gotta understand Shane and Zab was still active at that time. You know what I'm saying? Even though they was a little older, he was still active. To beat both of them in the same year is crazy.
He did.
It's
He did his
crazy.
thing, man. He did his thing that year. And then, like I said, that fight, it was good. Like I said, I remember Cotto having a media workout right there where we went when Xander had the media workout right there in 152
Yeah.
reunion. But unlike
Talk to me.
Cotto,
Talk
he
talk talk to me about that. How
he
was that at that
unlike
time?
Cotto, he shut down the whole block. So we're talking the fight was June 7th. So we're talking late May. We're talking them real summers in New York when it's already May and it's already 80 degrees. It's hot, it's musty. And
Yeah.
he's had a whole gym setup. You see how Xander had the ring and he shadow boxed. Nah, he had a bag. He put a speed bag on a tree. Like it was active. He had the whole 152, just everybody out there. The media workout started like around 2, 3 o'clock. People were out there 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy to see that. But Miguel was always and always will be, no matter who he fought, he never ducked anybody. He took every fight,
I
and
just
that's
I just
what.
always hated how there's proof that Margarito cheated and they still won't take that loss off his record.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah,
That
but
shit never sat well with me because once you proved it, you suspended him and everything. It was like, all right. Like we're talking about Ryan Garcia getting a no comment, Devin Haney getting a no contest, or even getting the W. We literally proved that this guy was cheating. And then it was
yeah,
obvious because he was cheating because after that, he never knocked nobody out after the Cotto fight. In his next 10 fights, I think the dude went like 3-7 and he got stopped 4 times. And we saw what Manny Pacquiao did to him.
yo,
He couldn't,
Pacquiao
after
just
he
he
got
might.
caught, he didn't land nothing. And this is why I
He,
tell people sometimes when people get caught, now the question becomes now, how long have you been doing it? You get what I'm saying? So if you see a guy taking steroids and he's putting people on their behind, and then now he gets discovered, and now people ain't still falling. Now you can tell he's been using it for a long time. Like that's what happened. You can say what you want, but he wasn't knocking nothing out. He wasn't feared after that. Nothing. He would
no, he
he
was.
got retired a couple times after that. So
Yeah, he did. He was. I. You know what? I didn't care to see him anymore, and I didn't understand why he was still around. I really didn't care to see him anymore. And then 2011 comes. Cotto gets his payback. And even though I was glad he won, I still wasn't satisfied with the win because I felt like this motherfucker just. I didn't like after every time I have to go back and watch that fight with him and Margarita, the first one, where he just looks like this Mexican monster. And
That's
he
one.
looks
That's
unbeatable.
really one of the fights I don't really. I've watched it maybe 3 times, but to be honest, that's one of the fights I really don't rewatch because it's like I don't like watching it just because it's like now we know the
Yeah.
full story behind it. You know, like that's
And
why
this
it's one of those things. That's one of the fewest fights I don't really like to watch. And you know what's funny? Sometimes they refer to me like, "Oh, on this day," I'll be like, "I'm not watching that shit. Put the second one
nah,
on."
I don't. People goes, it's hard for you to watch it because he's your favorite fighter. I said, I don't care if somebody's my favorite fighter or
He's
not.
not my favorite fighter, but it's just knowing that he ain't, knowing that he got cheated, knowing that he really took punish. That fight took a lot out of him. That fight took a
Yeah.
lot out of him. You get that at least took 2 years off of his career.
And this is
So
why I be like, y'all still sitting here letting these dudes today just get away with murder. And you not realizing that one punch, even if it didn't kill somebody, it could damage them where it could lead to them dying. You understand what I'm saying? If you look at some of our old legends today, man, that's if you looked at the interview that Michael Moore did the other day, where and I felt bad in that interview. I felt like I was the one interviewing him, but just some of the shit he was saying. And I'm like, yeah, man, because once this shit is over for you, it's over. And it's so much that you have to put your body on the line. I think he said he had 28 surgeries. It's crazy.
hey
I
man,
can't take one surgery. 28?
look at James Tony, man. Like look at Danny Garcia. He did the video with YSM. Shout out the Mel. And he said
Yeah, man.
sparring ain't really good. He said,
Oh
I don't
shit.
recommend really sparring. Sparring is not good. And then he gave the perfect example. James Tony. James Tony didn't do nothing but a bike and sparring.
Yeah, shouts to Michael Moore, 22. Yeah, he just made the Hall of Fame. Definitely proud of him, man. I wish I could have been up there for it, but I'm gonna make it my. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you though. We gotta make it our business to go up there next year. See, I don't know what's going on, but we gotta make it our business to try to get up there next year.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. I want to go to one of those conventions. I want to see if I probably go to the WBC or the WBA convention. I think the WBA is usually in Florida. The WBC is usually in Mexico.
I want to hit Florida one because I know Mexico. That's a dub for me.
Too far. I
That's a
mean,
dub for me. I ain't flying out to no
I don't know.
Mexico.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know when those things be happening. I just be seeing you just always see the pictures and the interviews, like the
What?
award, like the Ring Magazine ceremony. I ran into Bill Haney in the city, but I forgot about that ceremony. I was like, "What you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, the ring ceremony." He wasn't trying to give up
Well,
the place, but
yeah, because they didn't want no paparazzi and
now
popping
certain
up.
me, Fight Hub, Fight Hype was there. That's about it. Nobody else.
I mean, but they get, shout outs to them. I have nothing against them. Look, they work hard to get to that position. And we will be there soon. Soon, me, you, Thomas, Johnny Boy, it's going to be a lot of us that's going to be in the position where they can't say no to us. It's just that simple. They're not going to be able to say no to them. Things are tough to go for because the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is hard to go. It's hard to go to the National Hall of Fame when it's the Puerto Rican Day of the Week. It's a lot.
I mean, but it's during the week though, so it's during the week, so you can go
I
during the
mean,
week.
you'll have to go up there and do it, but just make it. I mean, if you're into coming to the parade, or not even just the parade, it's that they always have the fight. I remember one time when they had the fight, Tom Rank, the week of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. I remember they was up there where the Hall of Fame was at, and I was like, oh well, I can't get up that way. So, but it'd be a lot going on in that week, man. It'd be a lot going on. June is a dope month in New York, man. It's a very dope month because there's so much. If you realize there was so much that went on this week, it's crazy.
It should be
Because
it should be a lot going on, but appreciate you for letting me on, man. I'm gonna charge up these gadgets, man. I'm gonna
definitely
get
go
back up with
ahead,
you
my yeah. Appreciate you, my guy. Good looking.
always.
See, yes, sir. See, let me get my Hold on. Let me get my guy up here. Boxing with Chris. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to him too, man. Y'all heard what he's up here doing, so go subscribe to my guy. Please go subscribe to him. Yeah, so like I said, today is the 17th anniversary of Miguel Cotto and Zab Judah. So just in case some of y'all too young to know it, maybe some of y'all don't understand it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, this is history. A lot of history. A lot of history. Yeah, I'm in New York. All of me and Chris is in New York. A lot of people, if you go on my page, you see of us. A lot of us is in New York, man. But that don't mean because we from New York, we don't show people love from out of town. So a lot of the media from out of town, you see us in New York, it's gonna be love. You know, just never ignore what people say about New York people. Yeah, majority of them, but over here we good. We in the media, we good. We love our brothers. We love our brothers to death. You know what I'm saying, we don't have to know you 5, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years to show love. We don't have to do all that. I'm saying we're not going to do all that because nobody's perfect at the end of the day. We all are trying to get to a space and a place in our life, and we all got to do it together. And we can't worry about the ones that don't want to do it. We can only focus on ourselves. So, you can support your brother in any kind of way. If he has a T-shirt, any logos, merch, whatever, support him. Shout his name out. Tell people to go follow him. Go subscribe to him. That's what we do over here, man. It's a winning circle over here, man. So when you see Boxing with Chris, you see TD Sports, you see Johnny Boy Boxing, you see my man Coast, you see me. When you see my man Nose Hunter, a lot of us is different over here, and we love doing what we do. Smash that like button, y'all. Come on, get them likes up, get them likes up, get them likes up. Smash that like button. Smash it once, smash it twice, smash it 3 times. Hell, smash it 10 times. Just make sure you smash it. Come on now, this is legendary talk we hear, man. This is legendary talk. This ain't no small talk. You can't understand about legends like Miguel Cotto and Zab, then maybe you guys shouldn't be watching boxing. Everything can't be Ryan and Devin and Spence and Crawford. Can't be. I gotta be kidding me. That's all you know about boxing, and you don't know much. You just fanboys. We got two guys 17 years ago that gave it they all, and even after that fight, they still managed to hang in there until they can no longer do it. Until they can no longer do it. So we got to give these guys their flowers. Don't wait till they pass away to be sitting here talking about how good they were. And some of y'all are still talk bad about them when they were gone. That's what makes it so crazy. But I'm gonna give them their flowers while they're here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna wait to give them their flowers. They get their flowers now, today. And we need to start doing this more. I'm gonna pick times where a lot of Thursdays I'm gonna be doing this. So Thursday, I'm doing it today because today was, the anniversary. I think Zab got in the Hall of Fame. I think he got in one of the Hall of Fames. He did something last year, the year before. It was a different type of Hall of Fame that he got in. I forgot which Hall of Fame. It wasn't like the Hall of Fame upstate. He got involved in something else. 40, what up? I forgot what Hall of Fame that was that Zab got into. It wasn't the main Hall of Fame, but it was something. But yeah, he's gonna. I'm hoping he does. Yeah, I'm hoping he does though. I'm definitely hoping that he does. He deserves it. A lot of them deserve it, and we have to make it our business to attend to these Hall of Fames too, y'all. Hall of Fames, charity events, anything that's involved with boxing. If we can get through that door, we got to talk to these matchmakers. We have to talk to these promoters. We have to talk to whoever, commissioners. We have to talk to people to get through these doors. It is a must that we do that, especially if we're in the media. Especially if we're in the media. It's very important. It's very important. We can't we can't live in this world where we don't care about this, we don't care about that, but we want to be a part of certain shit so we can make ourselves look good. We take pictures and we do this and we do that and we throw them up to make ourselves look good. No, man, we got to actually get involved and get involved. Like, we got to get involved any way we can. We got to get involved. I deal with amateur boxing a lot. I get involved as much as I can. I can't do as much as I want to, but just being there says a whole lot. Sometimes it's better than money. So we got to get in there. We got to do a little more than what we're doing. It says a lot about your character, because everybody that's in the sport or claim that they love it and they like it and they appreciate it, they're full of shit. They're full of it. That's why these type of yeah. That's why. Okay, I read that. That's why these type of conversations about our legendary fighters are important. You guys decide you don't want to be a part of those conversations, go find something to do. Because these conversations on my live are not going to stop because what you want to hear. I'm not here for your comfortability. It's not going to work like that. I won't allow it to work like that. I'm just never going to do that. Because these type of conversations are important. Um, Top Rank was great yesterday. I didn't get to see everybody. I have to go back and to watch Lisa Rodriguez, Jahad Tucker, Facio. I have to go back and watch those three. The heavyweight, I think it was a heavyweight. I gotta go watch. Yeah, I gotta go watch that. So it's probably 4 fights, but I was at an amateur fight when that happened. So, but I made it home just to see in time, just to see Shushu, Tiger Johnson, and Xander. So I will go back over there and watch that. But from what I hear and saw, it was great, great event. We need more like that, especially when the Puerto Rican Day week comes. It's a beautiful thing. Y'all see me. I've had this. Let me tell you something. I don't care how many times I show you this. I've had this. This was Cotto's last fight. His very last fight. Nobody gave me this. This was his very last fight. He had December 2nd, I believe, of 27. No, December 7th, I believe, 2017. And I've got this shirt myself, and I've had it since that time. Since that time, I gotta watch the John Tucker fight again. He called out Xander Zayas. Well, you know what's so crazy that he called Xander Zayas out. It's not his first time, and I forgot to talk to him about this. But I remember I didn't interview him. Shouts to my brothers Four Corners. They actually did an interview with him, and I asked him about Xander because I heard him call out Xander, and then I heard Xander respond to it. So when I got to finally ask him about that, which that's crazy because I should have been talking to him about that this week. That's crazy. But yeah, him and him and Xander be bananas. Honestly, I think if we see him because he had just came back, my opinion is I would like to see Jahai Tucker at least 2 more times this year if it's possible, and then have him start off 2025, maybe one fight, and then go on to Xander, and they can do that the Puerto Rican Day week 2025. Who's not coming for that? A lot of y'all gonna say, no, man, he'll kill him. Y'all are not in no position to say who's ready for what. There's been a lot of fights that we probably felt personally that should have never been made. There's a million trillion fights out there that we felt like that should have never got made. But guess what? They got made. So at the end of the day, we can't keep doing that. We can't keep doing that. Man, you want to see that man get killed? I don't want to see no man get killed, but this is boxing. This is boxing. If you want to try to dance around hard competition, then maybe you should go be a ballerina. This is boxing. This is boxing. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you raw and rugged. This is boxing, bro. A lot of y'all go out your way to protect your favorite fighter, and that shit is crazy. I don't understand that. Y'all will dead ass go out of y'all way to protect your favorite fighter. Make that make sense. So at the end of the day, if the fight could be made and it just so happens to happen in 2025, y'all saying it won't happen. Y'all always so quick to predict what can happen. We're in a place where anything is possible. Anything can happen in boxing. But proceed. Oh, we'll see each other before the Shakur fight. Hey Johnny, we'll get up. We don't have to wait till July 6th. When you're not busy, come on, for some of these amateur fights. Um, there's something coming up this week, Johnny, that if you're available this Sunday, I'm gonna send you the flyer. But there's a charity event that's coming up this week, man. So if you're not busy Sunday, let's get up. And if you are, there's a couple of amateur shows coming up on the 29th. So let's see if we can get up and we can make something happen. But we ain't gotta wait till July 6th. That's another thing. We never have to all wait up with each other. We don't have to wait till when these fights come up to get up with each other. Hey, anybody needs my number, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just like to call just to see how the brothers is doing. Everything doesn't have to relate to boxing. So holla at me. I'm just. It's not an issue with anybody getting up with me. We're brothers. We're all in the same. We're all in the same family. You know what I'm saying? We got to remain that. But I will be live again. I don't know about tomorrow, y'all. Usually Mondays I'll do it. I don't know about tomorrow. Matter of fact, I might do it tomorrow. Shakur's fight. Excuse me. Sorry. Tank and Frank. Even though I spoke about it on my Instagram, I didn't really get deep into it like I was supposed to. We touched on another topic, but we're gonna probably finally touch that tomorrow. But I won't be on Instagram for that one. I'll touch that one back here. We'll be back here tomorrow. Uh, let's see. I don't know. Probably about 5. I'll think of a time, but we'll be back for this. We'll be back for the Tank and Frank, and we're not bringing up the whole. No other. We're not bringing up nothing else but these two. So y'all have to start understanding that y'all want to get into so many different like Tank and Frank is who's fighting. So that's what we're focusing on. We don't need to be worrying about what's going on in September or what's going on in October. And so, right, to bring it up once in a while when we just having a regular chop up, but when there's a title to what we're talking about, we got to learn to stay on that. We got to do that. All right. But I'm gonna get off here. Got to go. Wasn't expecting to be too long. Shouts to everybody who came through. The boxing source. For my brother 40 Central. Who else we got? Josh Sanders, Jason Allen, my brother Thomas TD Sports. You know what I'm saying? All my people that came through, Coach Ken, everybody that came through, man. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, blessings. Hey, Cal, holla at me in my DM. Holla at me, bro. We gotta talk. But tomorrow we'll be talking about Tank and Frank. That'll be tomorrow afternoon. Jason Allen, I love you, my brother. I love all my brothers, and I appreciate y'all. God bless everybody. Have a safe day. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.